Hello, I'm Jerry King, Midland, Texas. Fancy myself as some kind of barbecue cook. I'm just going to give you a brief history of how I got where I am today. Started this in approximately 1988, cooking chili. From there, we formed a chili pod. We wanted more to do, so we started cooking briskets at Chili Cooks. And it didn't take too long to figure out that I had rather do barbecue than I had chili. So I branched off and just went into the barbecue world. And the years went by. We were cooking down at Terralingua. Paul Kirk came down there in 1991. They started their head-to-head championship barbecue cook-off. We met Paul and talked to him, and he talked us into coming to spring training in 1992, Kansas City. We came up, a friend of mine, myself, came up and done hit the spring training that year. And we liked it. So we started driving and doing Kansas City barbecue contests. And we were wondering what they wanted for the first year and a half. We really didn't score much. We were wondering, what was wrong, and it was just the fact that we really didn't know how to cook barbecue. It took us a little while to sort that out. But then things started happening. You start winning a few contests, and things go on. It's a great society. It's great fun. Met so many wonderful people cooking barbecue that it's just unreal. And as time went on, I've been very fortunate. I won some big contests. I won the Speedway here in Kansas City, 2001. I won a big one in Las Vegas. I won in California. I won grand champions in several parts of Kansas and down in Louisiana, a lot in Texas. We've cooked all the way from Oregon to the Florida Keys, Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky. It's just been a wonderful experience and a wonderful time for me. But I've had a lot of help along the way from people like Danny Head, for example. I got the help from Danny. I've been a very fortunate person because there's been a lot of people in the barbecue world help me. And I've not forgotten that. As I was learning to cook, we were cooking at home for different charity organizations that needed something. A lot of the sheriff's department there in Midland, we cooked for them several times. And we would cook for some of the association deals they were having. And I don't know, it just seemed like the thing to do. We try to give back what we can because it's just been a wonderful time. I've had friends come along, several friends that I've taught them how to cook after I got started. When I started, there was not an internet or anything that you could go to and get the information off of. You just had to go and travel and meet people. Stand around, keep your mouth shut, and listen to them. You'd be amazed what you could learn about cooking. So it's been a wonderful experience. I've been doing it since 1988, which I think works out to be about 24 years. Except early last year I had a heart attack. And I'm pretty fortunate to be here, I guess. But after about a year and a half off, I'm easing back into it, and it's more fun than it's ever been. Got friends helping me. We're back here at the American Royal for, I don't know, this is probably over 15 times I've been to the American Royal. I've done the Jack Daniels 6 or 7 times. I'm not sure which. I never did keep up with it. But these trips are just phenomenal. You meet so many people that have so much fun, and your cooking just keeps getting better and better as you keep working at this, and you meet the better cooks of today, and they'll always give you a pointer or two, and if you can put all of these pointers together that you get, well, then you wind up, using some of them of your own. 3 years ago, I won the pork here at the American Royal, and I don't think I would have ever done that if Tuffy Stone hadn't helped me. And he's cooking right next to me here today, and he knows that. I've told him that several times. But it's so wonderful when you have other top cooks will pass something along to you. So I always try to pass it on to some other people I know. You don't tell them exactly what you're doing, or the exact thing, but you talk around it where they can understand that there's things they need to do or try. And it gives me great pleasure to see people that I have tried to help do good. And I think, a lot of the other good cooks feel that way too. So you always try to pass it on. I've helped several people along the way in the competition deal, and I'm proud for it. It seems like something always comes back to you in a good way when you help people, and I've just really enjoyed doing that. I don't know, there's so many good teams out here now. They get the information, but I'm one of the older ones, the older group that, I've been cooking with Johnny Trigg, Smoking Triggers, Tuffy, Myron Mixon. I've been cooking with these guys for years, and it's so much fun to travel around and see what's happened to barbecue, see what's happened to them, watch them. It's amazing. We were going to dinner last night, and I didn't think we'd get them. I thought Johnny was going to get mobbed on the way to dinner. I didn't know if we would get there in time for the reservation or not, but, that's wonderful. It's a good thing. We went on down, got the table, and waited on him. He got there fairly quickly. American Royal is a great place. That's where we are now. Kansas City has been so nice to me through the years. It's amazing. I look back that I've been doing this for over 20 years and still look forward to coming to some of these places that are it's a feeling that's really hard to explain to you. You nearly have to experience it, because it's just so good to see everybody again. Some of them you may not see but once a year. Some of them you'll see several times a year at cook-offs. But it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work in barbecue. And I think a lot of people think you don't just run out and do it on the weekend and get as good as some of these people are. They work on it all the time. I know I worked on mine, and I was very fortunate. It turned out with the help I got from other people, it turned out to be where I can be competitive in nearly any cook-off. You can't win them all. You have to learn not to get really down if you don't win. But joy you get from winning and beating some of these people is tremendous, because then you just go up, they'll come up and shake your hand, or, if you don't win and they do, well, then you want to be their greatest fan. That's just the way you feel about it. That's the way they feel about it. That's what keeps everybody going. It's just such a good opportunity for everybody to meet, have fun. There's always barbecue cooks that will go, and if they ever call, I have told various people that through the years that, when the tornadoes hit, if they want to send some teams down to wherever the tornadoes are, give me a call. Being as I'm retired, I can go help on this. Nobody's ever called me yet, but I'll still do that. But, I don't know if I think they have plenty that live closer than I do, but, it's just the right thing to do. You help people that need help. I'll promise you things will always work out better for you. Don't